Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial for this makeup look. It's very fall inspired and it was also roughly inspired by Sam from Battle Ash. It was like kind of an orangey, smoky look, and it's also kind of inspired by a pumpkin spice latte. One of the eyeshadows that I use is called Ice Latte, so that's good. The maintenance people at my apartment decided that they wanted to mow the lawn for about 8 hours while it was filming. Okay, maybe not 8 hours, that's an exaggeration. But they wanted to mow the lawn for a really long time, and it was pretty fun. So I'm sorry if the audio is a little rough, but I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with my face, and first things first, I already moisturized my skin and I'm just going to do my foundation combination. And today I'm going to be using the Pixi Flawless Beauty Primer, and I'm gonna mix that in with my L'Oreal True Match in the color N7 Classic Tan. I'm just putting that on the back of my hand and I'm gonna mix that together. And I'm gonna spray my blush with the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray just to dampen it and help the foundation blend a little bit better. I find that it also helps the staying powder. I just said it again. The staying power. Wow, okay. Just like to keep things new and exciting. You know, keeps our relationship fresh. And I've been loving mixing more like shimmery primers in with my foundation, especially this one, because it just kind of gives me that glowy look that I like, but it doesn't make me look too oily. So I am now done with my foundation and I'm going to go ahead and move on to my eyebrows. For my brows, I'm going to go ahead and just do my usual brow routine. I'm going to start out using the Maybelline Definer Brow Pencil in medium brown. And I'm just going to use that in the front part of my brow just to kind of start giving myself a little bit of a shape. And I'm just kind of doing light strokes in the front of the brows. I want it to be kind of an ombre brow, so that's why I'm starting out with this lighter pencil product and just kind of feathering that inwards. Then on the rest of my brow, I'm going to take an angled eyeliner brush and a cream eyeliner that's from e.l.f. This is in the color Coffee. This is like the poor person's version of the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I'm just gonna kind of shape it a little bit, and then I'm gonna quickly go through this because I don't want this part to be the longest part of the video. So to finish up my brows, I'm going to take some concealer and I'm just going to carve out the bottom part of my brow. I'm going to take my e.l.f. eyelid primer and I'm just going to put that all over my lid to help my eyeshadow stay in place. So I'm going to first start the eyeshadow by taking actually a bronzer, and this is the Hoola bronzer, this right here. And I'm just using this because it's a really neutral color, and I'm using that on my Sigma E40 blending brush. So next I'm going to be taking my Coastal Scents eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to be taking this kind of orangish brown color. And I'm just going to put that in the crease of my eye. And again, I'm using that E40 blending brush. I'm focusing most of the color in the outer corner, and then I'm just going to blend it into the inner corner. That was some crazy, I said crazy. Wow, that was some crazy blending stuff right there. Okay, and then from the Lorac Pro Palette, I'm going to be taking the color Sable, which is right there. And I'm just going to be taking that on a Coastal Scents 250 brush. This is really similar to the MAC 217. And I'm just gonna focus that on the outer corner of my eye very lightly and blend that inwards. I'm also gonna bring that in the crease a little bit. And then taking my Coastal Scents Fall Festival palette, which looks like this, I am going to be taking this orange color right here, and it's a shimmery orange. And I'm gonna take that on a small eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to put that right here next to the darker color that I put it, and also in the inner part of my lid. I'm just gonna do that. And then I'm just gonna put that in the inner. And I'm not going to bring it all the way into the inner corner just because I want to leave room for a highlight. But I want to make sure I have the outer part of my eye and then this inner portion of my eye and then an open space in the middle part of my eye. And I'm just going to take my blending brush again and just kind of blend that outer color into the orange. Blend that out a little bit. Now, I don't really know why I put that darker color in the outer corner to start with. I was about to say to fart with. Wow, the struggle to talk today is really real. I'm actually going to be taking this burgundy color, kind of ish color right here, and I'm gonna put that right beside the orange color. And I'm just gonna take this on another Coastal Scents brush, and this is a BRC S08. And this is just a like kind of smallish crease brush. It's smaller than the Sigma E40 blending brush. And I'm just putting that right beside the orange color and blending them in together. And I'm gonna bring that up into the crease a little bit. I'm just gonna take that same brush that I took the orange color with and just reapply it a little bit. And then blend those two colors together. I'm gonna take my Lorac Pro Palette again, and I'm gonna take the sable color again. I know I already used that, but I'm gonna use it again for the actual purpose that I'm going to use it for. And I'm just gonna take it on a clean version of that blending brush, and I'm just going to put that in the outer corner to darken things up. And then I'm also going to bring that into the crease. And then I'm going to take that blending shade that I used at the beginning on my fluffy blending brush and just blend over the edges. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy with this big old space in between my eyes, but I'm just gonna take my L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. This is in the color Ice Latte, and I'm just gonna put that right there. Why am I talking with an accent? I don't know. I'm gonna take the brush with that orange color on it and blend those together. Go a little bit over to the top. Then to highlight my brow bone, I'm going to take a color from the Fall Festival palette again, and it's just this cream color right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner and my other eye, and I will be right back. So I finished up my mascara, and I used the Maybelline Great Lash Lots of Lashes mascara with the Urban Decay Perversion mascara layered over top. So now I'm just going to go ahead and finish up on my face. So I'm just going to take my Maybelline Fit Me concealer and just conceal those places that I want concealed. I'm just going to be using my Sigma Precision Round P82 little kabuki brush thing to blend out my concealer. And I love this brush for concealer because honestly, it's like a tiny finger or something. Tiny finger on a brush, which is creepy, but very effective. Then I'm going to go ahead and do my under eye area, and I'm going to use my Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer, and this is in the color medium. More towards the inner part of my eyes, because that's where I get darkest the most. And then I'm going to also put a little bit of that down the bridge of my nose to highlight. and then a little bit over my brows, above my lip, and on my chin, just to balance out the whole highlighting. And to blend that out, I'm going to use my Sigma Tapered F86 Kabuki brush. And I brightened up the inner part of my eye, but to conceal a little bit on the outer part, I'm gonna take the NYX HD Concealer, and this is in the color Tan, and I'm just gonna put that on more of the outer part of my under eye area. And this is still a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it's not as brightening as the other concealer. Then I'm going to go ahead and set my face, and I'm going to be using my Revlon Nearly Naked powder, and this is in the color Medium Deep. And to put that on my face, I'm using the e.l.f. powder brush, and I'm just going to pat that into my skin. And then to set under my eyes, I'm going to use the e.l.f. High Definition Setting Powder with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I love this powder for setting under my eyes. And then for my lower lash line, I'm going to take Sable from the Lorac Pro Palette again, and I'm going to take that on a fluffy blending brush. And you want to make sure that you join up that outer corner. And then going towards the inner corner of my eye, but still on the lower lash line, I'm going to take that orange color again, and I'm just going to use that on a small eyeshadow brush. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm using the Infallible eyeshadow in Ice Latte. And on that bare part on the inner corner of the eye, I'm just going to bring that color in a little bit. And on the lower lash line, to brighten things up a little bit, I'm going to take my NYX Wonder Pencil, and this is in the color Dark. And I'm going to go ahead and mascara my face. Mascara my eyes. So I warmed up my face, and to do that I just used the CoverGirl Clean Press Powder in the color Tawny, and I just used that as my bronzer. And then to contour a little bit, I'm going to take my e.l.f. Cool Bronzer, and I'm just going to mix the two darker colors right here and just contour my cheeks a little bit. And for blush, I'm going to go back to one that I used to love and use all the time, and it is the NYX blush in Terra Cotta. I love this so much. And I'm not sure if I want to apply a highlight just because this does have kind of a glow to it, so we'll see. Just because I can't resist adding a little bit of highlight, I'm going to take the e.l.f. Golden Bronzer, and I'm just going to mix all of those colors together and put that right at the top of my cheekbone. Bam! And down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, above my forehead. So basically all the places that I highlighted before. And for lips, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I'm going to figure out what I want to do, and I will be right back in a second. So I went ahead and did my lips, and for my lips I used the Rimmel lip liner. I'm obsessed with this, and this is in the color Coffee Bean. And then over that I used the Revlon lipstick, and this is in the color Kiss Me Coral, which is just kind of a orangey color with a little bit of reddish undertone. And then over that, I wanted to make it a little bit more red and a little bit more matte. I blotted it, and then I used the Revlon Color Burst Matte Balm Stain, and this is in the color Striking. Yeah, that's it for this look. So I hope you guys enjoyed that look. Let me know any other tutorials that you would like to see down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye!